Hello everyone, this is Gian here.
And Kurt.
And Kurt. Hi Kurt.
Hi Gian.
So me and Kurt are two fathers that walk the Desteni process, and we are facing some challenges. So since we have the opportunity of meeting each other here on a Desteni farm, we are going to discuss a little bit fatherhood, sex, and parenting.
Yes, very complicated thing. Now let's go into it.
Very complicated things.
Especially when kids are involved.
Because kids take away, I'm using very lightly. It feels like it takes away your time with your wife.
Exactly.
It takes away the fun because, with your wife.
Exactly.
Because now it's all about the kids. It's about the kids the whole time, all the time. And that's for years. It's not like, just a month or just a week.
Exactly.
It's continuously going on and on and on and on.
Looks like you can't escape really.
Yeah, you can't escape it, yeah. And within there's a lot of things, as a male design, how we are designed as males is for fun. We want to have fun, we want to play. Also, we want to be responsible, but we only want to be responsible where we still feel in control or like it's our decision and we are having fun. But a child isn't that fun. It isn't that point of, I want to give my time to you, because it's not within the father definition, a male definition. This I had to quickly overcome for myself because it was compromising my life, getting depressed, feeling like I'm not getting anything, I'm not getting love, I'm not getting affection, I'm being disregarded. Child's getting all the attention, they're getting all the boob, they're getting all the space.
Exactly.
They're getting everything. I'm just working. I'm just bringing in money. And then when I get home, my wife wants to give me the child, but I'm so tired. I don't know how to interact with the child. I don't know how to be with the child. There's a lot of things that come up as a father once you've become a father. And one of the points is sex. How it affects your sex life, because...
Completely.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say, from having weekly sex to having monthly sex, maybe.
Yes.
It's like, it's a big adjustment, because as a male, you have to find yourself, or I have to find myself as a male through my entire life as a sexual being. Like, I need to have sex, that's why I have a penis. That's what it's for. And I have it specifically hanging on me all day, every day. And I need to use it somewhere. And here comes a child, and sex just diminishes for a while. Because, your wife's going through physical pains. She's busy all the time. Depends on what your wife's doing as well. Is she working, not working, stay-at-home mom. In my case, my partner stays with us. She lives, our work is on the from home. So we work and play at the same time all the time. There's no time off. From the moment you wake up, even when you are asleep, because the child is breastfeeding. So you don't even get a proper sleep during the night.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then I would lay there at nights wondering, when am I going to get sex? How is this going to fit in? Because the times we did try, then the child's up and awake. It's like they know. They're like, hey, what are you guys busy with? And you stop because now the child needs attention again.
Or else even two children.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So these are challenges that we do face. And I still face some of them, which is not sex in itself, but having sex. Yes or no. Tonight, yes or no. Mostly it's no, because mostly we're tired, exhausted. It's been a long day, crying, screaming. Everyone just wants to shut down, just wants to reboot.
Yes.
And sex is like there in the distance. And then when you do have sex, you have to sometimes rush it, because you don't know if you have 10 minutes or do you have an hour, before the child wakes up. And you will be like, okay, let's find the middle ground. Let's see, can I do it for 10 minutes? And then there's the conflicting point of, if you have 10 minutes, do you do it both partners want to do, or do you do what just one partner wants to do? You know, if you have a time limit. And I know as a guy, I want to just quickly get it over with. You know, let's just get it done so it's out of my system. But then my partner will she wants to spend time. She wants to take her time. And I'm just like, let's just get it done with, because otherwise we're never going to get it done.
Exactly.
Because you have children, you have work, you have all these things happening. Can we just fit it in? 10 minutes, done. But this did play out for a while, you know, in the beginning. And I've actually found myself developing new skills, learning a lot about myself. And to walk with the Desteni process, applying the tools of breathing, writing, self-forgiveness, I have come to a more intimacy with myself. Into me, I see. Because I was trying to find it outside of myself. And this created a lot of conflict, especially in myself, about my child, and also about my partner, and in general about the relationship. Just maybe a relationship's not going to work. Maybe it's going to be better if we just break up. Maybe this, maybe that, maybe this, maybe that. You know, so you're looking for solutions outside of yourself because you want sex. You want to have good sex. You want to play. You want to be free. You want to experience something different again. Because, you know, after a year, 2 years, 3 years being with a family setup, where it's the mom, dad, and child, everything changes. Every single aspect of your life changes. And you feel like you just can't be yourself anymore.
In text, yeah.
Yeah, but in fact, that's the opportunity for you to see who are you really. And we don't take that opportunity. So, yeah, what have you experienced, Kurt?
Yeah, it is exactly the same. It is, I mean, especially Carol, when she is very much tired, of course, then she does a lot with the children. In the evening, I'm tired, I have back pain, I have headache, I don't feel like, you know, all this. And of course it's the same. We have even 2 children in the same room, so if one wakes up, this needs breast, the other doesn't want to sleep, the other is dreaming or waking up from a dream. Finally, it's also a time issue, you know, when you get up early at night and then you can't have like 2 o'clock in the morning sex and at 4 to go up, you know, things like that. So finally, there's also time you need rest for for the next day.
Rest or sex? Rest or sex?
Exactly. This is a
who's gonna rest and who's not gonna rest?
Yes.
Who's gonna suffer more tomorrow?
Yes, and then of course either you get sex, then tomorrow is this day needs lots of coffee, or you don't get, and then it's also, you feel a little, the body is not aligned.
Compromise.
Yes, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So it seems that for me, with having a child now for 3 years, and with my partner, you know, we would have long days, long nights, and it seems that the problem that accumulates is, well, one of the problems is sex. And for my partner, it's not that big of a problem because she's always occupied with our son, Caesar. But I'm not always occupied. You know, I sometimes just sit and rest. So I have time to think about sex, or think about having sex, or when can we have sex. And then it doesn't look like she is bothered at all about when can we have sex, or, you know, so I feel like I'm the only one thinking this or feeling this until I ask her. And then it turns out that she also wants it, but she doesn't have time for it, you know, so she doesn't even bring it up or look at it. So it brings a lot of suppressions, sexual suppressions.
Yeah.
Because you might think of like, some interesting things like, what if I can get sex somewhere else?
Interestingly enough, it was a time where Carol was complaining a lot about back pain. So we thought, okay, yeah, I understand Carol has back pain. sex is not an option, tiredness, etc., etc. But let's get an interview how we could move out. So it was really Carol's being and body then talking, hey, this back pain, to move out of that is exactly what you need to do with sex 3 times a week. Then we got, oh, what? Oh my goodness, exactly the opposite. We thought, okay, let's take some days, months to heal, and then when she's okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the complete opposite. So now we are also a little both looking, alignments where we can really have a certain amount of time in doing it. So then it's actually, isn't it sometimes you have this time, but then it's actually you feel like, okay, now I'm too tired, or it's then late, or or how you do it with these physical alignments then when the body feels like not doing it, but actually you agree to do that on this time. Okay.
Yeah, when we agree to do it, when we agree on sex, and even though both is tired, we do it anyway.
Okay.
We start off with just touching, regardless of the resistance or the I don't want to, and then you push through, and we always come to see that tiredness or pains wasn't real until we had sex, because the sex showed us that it wasn't real.
That's, many times it came out true that we feel tired, but when we are doing it, it goes away.
You're alive.
Yes, exactly. Even more alert than before. The tiredness goes away through doing it.
And then afterwards you lay there, oh, how are we going to fall asleep now?
Yes. That was a strange experience. It's many times it came up.
Yeah, so the question must be, what's actually making us tired, if it's not the physical?
Must be the mind, the participation. But the question is...
So we have to look at what's the thoughts that we're having all day. It's like we keep on punishing ourselves with our thoughts. Like, let's say you work for 8 hours a day in the system. You're busy with people, you're busy with working, with whatever you do as a work. And you punish yourself by telling yourself, I'm working so hard. This is hard work. The thoughts that come up. I'm going to be tired tonight. I'm going to be miserable. I'm going to be depressed when I get home. And then when you get home, you are living that. Because while you're doing it, you're telling yourself exactly what you're going to experience in your head all the time. So when you do come to having sex, you suddenly defuse all those thoughts, all the back chat that you had during the day.
Good question is really, how much is now physical, really the experience of tiredness, and how much is it the mental?
Yeah, and that's what sex becomes a cross-reference. Because if you're able to have sex and enjoy it and become alive, then
it's mental.
Then it shows you that all your problems is actually just mental. It's like I can dig outside here on the farm for a whole day, digging holes. And just before I go digging, I tell myself, oh, this is going to be hard work. And then I start digging. And then it gets hot and I say, oh my God, it's hot. I'm not going to make it. And then I continue digging. And then I think, oh, I'm probably going to be tired by 9 o'clock, tonight. I'm going to have to sleep. I'm not going to get to anything else. And then you think, while you're digging, of all the other things you still have to do and all the things you have already done, and you keep thinking and thinking while you're digging. So what's actually making you tired, the digging or all the thinking?
Yeah, I think it is.
Because now, after a whole day of digging, I get home and suddenly my wife says, let's have sex. And my body just becomes alive. It's like, oh, there's more life in me.
Okay.
And then I'm ready for sex. But if she was going to ask me to cook or ask me to look after the children, I'm tired. Oh, no, I can't. I'm too tired. But if she says sex, I'm suddenly awake. I'm suddenly alive. And I can have sex for an hour and a half. Which is more physical work.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
But if she had to ask me to do anything else, I would have been tired. So what does this show us? We're manipulating and deceiving ourselves through the mind to set ourselves up for what we want and don't want to do. So when someone gives us something we want to do, suddenly we're awake, we're alive. If someone tells us something we don't want to do, we're too tired, and then we have collected all this data of our day to justify why I'm tired. No, look what I did. I did this, and I did this, and I did this, and I did this. So I cannot do dishes now. I cannot look after the children now. I cannot clean the room now. I cannot pack away this, or I cannot carry this for you. But if your wife has to say, let's have sex, whoa, you're suddenly ready. Nothing's going to stop you.
Yes, indeed.
So what does that show us? That we actually are dishonest. Because we actually deliberately set it up in such a way. Like look at when people get home from a hard day of work. They can go after work and party on a Friday. They can party up until 1 in the morning. But let them get home on a Thursday. Oh, they're too tired to do anything.
Exactly.
They cannot do anything. They're just too tired. You know, so it shows you that it's about priorities. Where's our priorities? Is our priorities in self-interest, in fending for ourselves, in preserving ourselves, in keeping our minds intact of what we like and dislike? Or is our priorities in supporting and assisting what is here regardless of what we like or dislike? So sex, I find, is a cool way. If I can have sex any night, then I know I can do anything else that's requested of me. I must use that same physical here-ness, that I'm always ready for sex, to be ready for doing anything, cleaning dishes. So I've learned to use that sexual, I don't want to call it energy, that sexual physicality. You know how you're always ready for sex.
Yes, yeah.
All right? So I'm using that same. It's as if someone says, can you do dishes? It's like I'm going to go have sex. You understand? If someone says, you must look after kids, I know this might sound wrong, but I use the same physical here-ness to go and look after the kids. So this is what I've used of sex. Therefore, sex does not become something that I want to feel alive, because I'm applying it in everything else in my world.
Interesting point.
So now when I do have sex, it's no different than doing dishes for me.
Okay.
It's no different than cleaning the bathroom. It's no different than looking after the kids. It's no different than helping my wife or giving her a massage. And she's the only one getting it, you know. It's no different than working 4 more hours after a hard day of work, because I'm willing to have 4 hours of sex every day.
So from here also the physical alignment between the body and the mind is then more aligned, because it's not, yes, I understand the point. It's not the point of energy where you, wow, cool, because this happens a lot to me. Wow,
So-
cool, excitement. Now we finally have sex after whatever many days and
Yeah.
weeks or whatever.
So here what I've used for myself is, if I can in any moment have sex, if my wife has to come to me and say, hey, you want to have sex? And I say yes, and I know what it physically means, you know, like we're gonna work hard. All right, then I know I am not, any other excuse or justification I have, I'm tired, is irrelevant. Because this has happened to me before, where Layla would ask me, my wife would ask me to do something, and I would go, I'm too tired. And then 4 hours later into the night, she's like, hey, you want to have sex? And then I say, yes! And then she say, aren't you too tired? You know? And then I'm like, good question, isn't it? This is how the point came up for me.
Yeah.
Because I realized, shit, I'm always ready for sex, but
Same.
I'm not ready to just do other physical things to help and support.
Yes.
And then I realized, okay, if I want to have sex every night, whenever my wife asks me, I cannot have the excuse of I'm tired. Because the moment I tell my wife I'm tired, she's not going to ask me for sex. She's going to ignore it, because me, the husband, already said 2 hours earlier, I'm tired.
Okay.
So if I use tired as an excuse, I'm never going to get sex. Because she's always going to think of me. She's always going to think, oh, my husband is tired. Oh, not tonight. He said he's tired. He looks too tired. he's not gonna get sex because look, he's tired, he looks tired, he's worked hard. So she's not gonna give me sex. She's not gonna ask me for sex. So I realized that I was creating my own sexual problems because of how I approached being a father or being at home. I'm always tired. So therefore I'm not gonna get sex because it's more physical work. So I stopped that. And I realized it's just a deception because I'm always ready for sex, so I actually do have the physical energy.
Yes.
And not only that, when I do get sex, that means I have to stay up 2 more hours into the night. So that means I'm also giving up 2 hours of sleep. So I can only sleep 6 hours instead of 8. And then I function fine. So that means my sleeping and how much sleep I think I need is irrelevant. Because I'm always ready to have sex.
Yes. From that perspective, it's a quite interesting point, which I never thought about, that you realign, I mean, all your physical activity with the same attitude, with the same performance, or actually energy, or let's say penis.
If you are always ready for sex,
then
right? If your wife comes up to you and she says, "Let's have sex now," we have 2 hours. Then that means you're always actually ready to do anything that is physical.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use sex, when you have sex, as a cross-reference to be here in your body. So that you can feel your physicality. You mustn't let your mind come in. If your mind comes in of any wants, any desires while having sex, you must stop it. You must let the body do what it does. With your wife.
This align.
You must just mold in. Just play. Just be here. Just go with the flow, the touch, the breathing. That's all you focus on. And that's the same way you're going to move when you need to do other things. You're going to breathe. You're going to be here. You're going to go with the flow. You're going to be flexible. It's the same words, the same physicality. You just embrace it with sex. You practice it with sex. And then you just start putting it everywhere else. But this is what I learned quickly, is that if I have excuses of tiredness, but I'm always ready for sex, I'm never gonna get sex.
That's a point, yes.
Because your wife's gonna question you. She's gonna say, but you just said you're tired. You couldn't help with the kids, you couldn't help with dishes, you couldn't have cooking because you were tired. Now you want to have sex. So I don't know if you're lying to me or if you're a deceiver. What are you actually doing? So she's rather not going to give you sex because she's going to want to trust you, that you were tired.
But it's actually cool. Your wife is asking for sex. It never happens with me. It's always me asking. 90% is no.
But that's a cool question, is because how many times are you tired?
Yes, but for sex, no, definitely.
Exactly.
Okay, when I'm sick, but this is...
Okay, but that shows you that if you come home every day tired, or too busy, or too much work, she's not going to ask you for sex.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're already giving her the impression that you don't have time. You don't have energy.
That's for sure, yeah. But, yeah.
If you come home clear, here, breathing, not having any mind bullshit, that opens all the possibilities. And if you show and prove that you're not tired, you're breathing, you're moving, you're helping with the child, you're helping with cleaning, you're helping with this, then you're going to have great sex. Because you're not showing like, hey, I am here.
Okay.
I am not tired. I'm not full of shit. I'm not full of mind stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that opens up possibilities for sex. So I used kind of sex for myself as a motivation to stop all the excuses.
For us also more when you have a busy day, let's say in the system or wherever you are, and so to do a line back to the physical, that's always...
No. I worked in the system for 3 years.
Yes.
Only. And I came home late. And in the first 6 months I had that excuse of I'm too tired, it's been a long day, but I want sex because sex is going to help me stabilize.
Yes.
And then we do have sex, and then I wake up the next morning even more tired. And then I'm like through the whole day again like, oh, zombie. And then I come home and I say maybe sex will help again. But because my starting point is a separation.
Yes.
Like sex will solve the problem.
Okay.
Then I create the problem. then I actually do become tired. And I do compromise my physical body.
Okay.
So until I started aligning myself with everything I do to be as if I'm gonna have sex, to be in that physical here-ness, then when I do have sex, it actually supports me.
Let me try that. It's a quite interesting point. Never thought about that.
So you must open your eyes, you must be here, you must breathe. And no matter what resistance comes up, no matter what fear comes up of, oh, I'm gonna be tired or it's too much work, you stop it because you realize if this was sex, I would have said yes and I would not be tired.
Yes.
I would not be and stressed out.
Definitely. Yeah.
So be ready for sex with your wife. Always. So you must show it in every moment as a living thing. A thing that you're living. So when it does come to the end of the night and you want sex, your wife will say, you're amazing.
Okay.
I saw you today. You weren't tired, you weren't stressed, you weren't overworked, because you're ready for sex.
Exactly. This applying that technology, also that's how you do it.
You see what I'm saying?
Moment is
You use the sex moment that you're always ready.
Yes.
You just do it.
You just do it.
You
like
just apply it to everything else.
you would.
Like if I'm gonna go dig holes, I bring up that same thing as if my wife would have asked me, do you want to have sex?
Okay.
And I embrace the physical, because that's what it is showing me. I'm embracing the physical instead of the mind. The mind is the excuses, the justifications, the burdens, the victimization.
Exactly. Yes.
When you want to have sex, you're uplifting, you're embracing, you're opening, you're being intimate with yourself. You're being in the physical. So you must bring that same moment here with everything else you do. Like, I'm going to go work as if you're going to go have sex, you know. I'm going to go play with the kids.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to go swim. I'm going to go dig a hole. I'm going to go cook. I'm going to go do laundry. You must bring that same moment here as if you're going to go have sex.
How did you then, for example, I mean, the excitement behind sex?
Not excitement.
When already the thought or the question or the discussion about sex, even starting from thinking or planning sex, let's say in family life, you also always, it's not just, now we do it quickly, finish. You have always to plan, and even when you start, let's say we plan the children to bed, we prepare or whatever that we have this time, it's already before that excitement is coming up. How do you then handle this, let's say, preparation time, or let's say the time before, or that no excitement is coming up?
Excitement, you have to look at, is it energy excitement? Where you are getting possessed with thoughts, ideas.
It's really, wow, cool, let's have sex.
Yeah, so when you look at the word excitement, all right? You have the excitement where a picture is stimulating you. Like a picture idea of sex. Like, oh, I'm going to do this and this. Oh, yeah, we're going to test this out. Oh, I'm going to do this to my wife.
Oh, please.
That you have to stop. But embrace the excitement. It's a physical excitement of you're going to get naked. You are going to touch. You're going to be here. But there's no anticipation for what you're going to do in bed.
Okay.
You have to stop the anticipation. Because otherwise you're just going to be anxious. And you're just going to be full of fear and stress. And you're going to shake and you're going to be like, what's happening? You know?
Exactly, yeah.
So you have to focus on the touch first. You have to focus on the excitement of here, where you're going to be able to take off all your clothes. She's going to take off all her clothes, and you're going to be open with each other. You're just going to touch. Just breathe. It's not about penetration. That comes naturally as you play.
Sure.
And that might not even come that same day. Maybe you just play a different way. You know, maybe it comes tomorrow. So with me and my partner, we don't really have a day that we can plan, because our work is all day. So I can't say like, tonight at 11, let's do it.
Sure, but I mean, somehow you need to adjust with the children, put them...
Yeah, so when our son is asleep, we will go like, you want to have sex?
Oh,
and then I'll say yes, no, and then we do it. We go for it.
It's actually better like that.
Yeah, but if you plan it, then you're going to have a lot of disappointments. Because now the kid wakes up unexpectedly or something happens. And now it doesn't happen. Now you think, oh, all our plans are failing. We never get to have sex, even if we plan it. Instead of just being in a moment, because you don't know when that moment is here.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have a set time every day.
We did it sometimes that we organize with a babysitter on Saturday.
Yeah,
like 2
if
hours
you can do
away,
that.
but- And this is really the before is really better, the spontaneous point. where you-
Spontaneous is cool, but if you can plan it, cool. You know, it depends on your life setup.
Sure.
Like me and Leila had to be spontaneous, which we found pretty cool because it can be
True.
morning, evening, midnight.
Yes.
You don't know when. But if it's here, you just ask, hey, you want to have sex? And then you cannot have an excuse if I'm too tired.
Okay.
You cannot have an excuse of not right now because you don't know when you're going to get a chance again.
Sure.
And that's the way you must live in all the other parts in your life, not just for sex.
To integrate all the other activities with.
Because
yeah, work,
then sex is
children.
also not going to become a problem
Okay.
because you're having sex all the time, basically.
It's a cool point. I mean, the point of really doing everything like you would have
As
done
if you're going to have
something
sex.
which you enjoy a lot, and then you do the same things which you don't enjoy that much.
And you embrace the same point. Because look through sex when you have resistance towards your partner. Or when you don't feel like sex, but you have sex anyway. What does it show you afterwards? That you enjoyed it.
Yes, for sure.
Now the same way with doing the dishes, the same way with mopping the floor, the same way with taking your kids over for an hour or two, the same way with helping with chores or working on more things. You have a resistance in the beginning. But if you embrace it the same as if you're going to go have sex, what happens afterwards?
Yes, like a fulfillment. You enjoy it.
You
It's
enjoy
really
it.
Cool, you know. It's wow.
Yeah.
It's we like it a lot. And
So it's not embracing sex, the idea. It's one thing you have to be clear.
yes,
It's not about, penetration, penis and vagina. You have to embrace the expression that you usually bring up like a little child before you're going to have sex. Like, yay!
yes, that,
Right? You must bring the expression here and you must live it in everything you do.
Okay.
That's how I support and assisted myself.
But living the expression is more like a physical excitement. So.
Yes, because I made a video once. It's called Sex Sexpression.
Okay.
Because S expression. So it's just an S in front of expression. S is the deception. A snake. Like we've deceived ourselves to believe that expression lies only within sex.
Okay.
But if you take the
Expression.
if you take sex and you look at sex is the hidden expression. Your expression is who you are. It's not something that you will only find in sex. It's something you can be in every moment.
Okay.
Because look at a child, you are told that once you have sex, your life's going to change. You know, you're going to be a different person because it's something amazing, it's something special, it's something unique. You're going to find yourself when you have sex, which was bullshit. So now we've made sex an expression, sexpression outside of ourselves. We've deceived ourselves to believing that only once we find good and complete sex will we know who we are. And we'll feel fulfilled and good about ourselves. But it is to realize that sex is in every moment. Sex is to embrace that same moment. Whatever you're going to do, uplift yourself, embrace yourself, be intimate with yourself and with what you're doing.
Just thinking, how can I really apply that to, let's say, the normal work when you're dealing with customers, when you're dealing with IT systems or doing your day-to-day.
The same way you do it as if you're going to have sex. You don't have sex immediately, but you know you're getting that, yes, a customer's calling. Hi, how can I help you? And sex isn't nice. Sex isn't always nice. It's not a nice thing either. It's smelly, sweaty.
Exactly, yeah.
Right?
Lots of
Sometimes, you know, you struggle a little bit. It's not a complete nice flow yet. You have to pause. You have to do something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's not like don't have a beautiful idea about sex either. Because then you are going to deceive yourself again. Sex is also, it can be rough. It can be tough. It can be gentle, but it has to always be gentle, even though it's rough, because you don't want to hurt anyone, but it's still enjoyable. All right, how sex is. You can start off slow and then you can really go, but doesn't matter if you start off slow or if you go really fast. There's still enjoyment for both.
For sure.
So sex doesn't have a nice picture to it either. Your expression also doesn't have a nice picture to it. It's about working with what's here and enjoying it. Excellent. Making it your expression, your sexpression.
Expressing yourself.
Yes, and you can use sex as that reference. This is what I do. Because, as I say, if I'm ready for sex, I'm ready for anything. I cannot use I'm tired, or I don't want to, or I'm stressed out, I have a headache. Because if someone offered me sex, I would have not had those problems.
That's for sure.
So what is it showing me? What am I embracing inside of myself? Every time my wife says, hey, you want to have sex? I'm embracing something. A readiness, a here-ness.
Cool.
So I must embrace that same point for anything else in my world. Because I can. I've proven it to myself with sex.
Yes.
Even though I had the hardest day, the toughest day. When my wife asks for sex, suddenly I'm ready. It's as if the whole day doesn't matter. Because I want to have that one thing.
Yes, it's really like the dessert.
Yeah.
Even when you're full in stomach,
you will still eat the dessert, right? Alright, Kurt, I think we're going to cut it off for here today. It's already into 40 minutes almost.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I hope that helped.
Thanks a lot.
Nice little recording, thank you.
Cool. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.